everyone, good afternoon. I'm Stacey Spivey with Lauren Coleman and Eric Chilton.
Happy Friday Eve to everybody watching the 4 to 5 at home, on air, online, Fire Stick, Roku, and the WFMY News 2 app. We're going to go ahead and hop into our first story. The tornado that trucked through western Kentucky has broken the record for the longest tornado track in state history. Preliminary data shows the tornado that went through Mayfield on Friday nearly doubled that previous record.
This tornado was actually on the ground for 163.6 miles. The last record was set in April 1974. That tornado traveled only 79 miles. Triad organizations like Samaritan's Purse are now on the ground assisting people with cleanup. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey spoke with volunteers for an update on those rescue efforts. Jalen.
Yeah, guys, Samaritan's Purse is a humanitarian aid organization that provides assistance to people in need, like those who were affected by the recent tornadoes across the Midwest. Elliot Willis is from Boone, North Carolina. He's now in Mayfield, Kentucky, giving his time to one of the hardest hit areas in the state.
We have had teams in the field for the past, now this will be 3 days, and those volunteers have gone out and they've seen just a lot of devastation, a lot of hurt and pain, and just wanting to be able to bring that hope back to those homeowners that may have lost everything or may have lost loved ones as well.
Elliot and his fellow volunteers, their mission is simple: do whatever needs to be done to get these families back on their feet.
Samaritan's Purse provides the opportunity for roofs to be tarped. We will remove personal belongings if that's a need, and then also we will clean up the yard debris, as well as cutting up trees and taking the debris to the curb so that we can have it be picked up by the local community, but getting those homeowners back into their homes as quickly as possible.
If you'd like to donate to the U.S. Disaster Relief Fund or learn more about Samaritan's Purse, I'll attach a link to their website in this web story on WFMYnews2.com.
Jalen, thank you. Several workers injured when a candle factory was destroyed in Mayfield there are suing the company. The lawsuit claims the company threatened to fire employees if they left the factory as tornado warnings came in. The lawsuit also accused the company of worker safety law violations. Company representatives deny those accusations, saying employees were free to leave at any time. 8 people at the factory were killed during the tornado storms. More than 100 people were working on holiday candle orders during the storm.
NC State troopers say a man was killed in a hit and run on Business 85 North earlier today in Davidson County. The victim, 61-year-old Robert Lee Kersey, was walking when a driver hit him and then took off. Troopers don't know what kind of vehicle it was or why Kersey was in the roadway. Troopers are asking for help in identifying the vehicle. If you do have any information about this, you can call NC Highway Patrol at 336-481-0025.
Charlotte Mecklenburg police are asking for the public's help finding a missing person after a kidnapping was caught on a doorbell camera. We're going to show you the video, but we want to warn you the content you're about to see may be disturbing to some viewers. Take a look. Here's a video of that violent abduction. You can see a person running up to a front porch, banging on the door, trying to get help when someone runs right behind the victim. You can see it there. Then the kidnapper grabs that victim, slamming them to the ground. Then they just start wailing at them. It's hard to watch. The victim then dragged away into the dark. CMPD says the homeowners at this house woke up about 4 hours after the 3 a.m. assault, discovered this video on their doorbell camera, and called police. Investigators say there's no connection between the victim and the house, but it's likely the kidnapper and the victim know each other.
The number of North Carolinians in the hospital with coronavirus is going up. The state is reporting just about 1,600 patients statewide. It's 38 more than yesterday and the highest number in nearly 2 months. Ever since late November, hospitalizations have just been creeping upward. Over the past 3 weeks, the number of patients has gone up by nearly 600. Compare that to late October, when our numbers were gradually going down. Back then, our numbers dropped by nearly 600 over a 2-week span.
COVID is hitting major sports leagues once again as many teams are postponing games left and right. Just this week, the Carolina Hurricanes postponed their game against Minnesota after 6 players tested positive for COVID. The Canes are scheduled to play Detroit today. Out in the NFL, there's been at least 62 positive COVID tests since Monday. 37 of those tests set a daily record for the league. The NBA had its first game postponement of the year when the Chicago Bulls postponed their game against the Detroit Pistons.
COVID is also hitting college athletics. Duke men's basketball team has found a team to play against Saturday after their original game was canceled. The number 2 team was originally scheduled to host Cleveland State, but the game was canceled after CSU put a temporary pause on their athletics. The Blue Devils will now host Loyola, Maryland at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. Another shakeup for the NFL. The Jacksonville Jaguars fired head coach Urban Meyer just 13 games into his first season with the NFL. The former Buckeyes head coach went 2-11 with the Jaguars before he was let go. It's been a tough season for them, with the team averaging just under 11 points a game on offense and giving up double that on the defensive side. Meyer has faced criticism for past behaviors, including appearing in a video touching a woman inappropriately at his bar in Columbus. Jaguars kicker Josh Lambo also told a Florida newspaper Meyer kicked him during practice in August.
Well, this warmth just continues at least for another couple of days. I mean, even the temperatures we're seeing at this hour, 66 Greensboro, Burlington 67, High Point, Lexington, same story there, all in the upper 60s, Walnut Cove mid 60s along with Mount Airy. You have to go back to Boone to see any cooler weather at 57, and even that's mild for that neck of the woods. We look for overnight lows tonight at 51, a couple of scattered clouds. Same story tomorrow, even warmer as we see some low 70s for a couple of days, we think. Now, of course, that roller coaster will continue, so we'll see this drop next week as we watch our temperatures head back down the other way. There's one day when we have 20s and 40s, and that's really more like a January forecast for us. Back to the west, we do see a little bit of rain. Now, you would look at this and think like, oh, we're finally some rain on the way. A lot of the moisture with this will be lifting up to the north. Here's what it looks like with that cold front. It gets closer to us, but you see how it starts to lift just at the last minute. As the low pressure, the parent low back to the west, starts to pull it all north, and with the high pressure off the coast there too, that'll hold it back. So we will see a little bit of rain. It just won't be major. Now we'll watch as this gets closer to us again. This is warmer weather for a couple of days. Saturday we do see some of the rain starting to develop across the region. So tonight that low of 51 degrees, partly cloudy and mild. Your 7-day, low 70s. Friday, Saturday, 30% chance of a shower Saturday, 20% Sunday, much cooler. 20-degree drop in high temperatures from Saturday to Sunday's 51, then 29 and 48 on Monday. Slight chance of rain for the rest of next week, and we'll see high temperatures around 52 to 55. That's pretty much where we should be.
I really do truthfully and honestly thank them because they have blessed me tremendously.
For some, owning a vehicle is considered a luxury, but for 26-year-old Quashira Black, owning a car is an opportunity for a fresh start. The single mother of 2 was recently a resident at Room at the Inn, a licensed shelter for homeless pregnant women in Greensboro. She says getting around town without a car with her 2 kids is a challenge.
For me, having a car is everything. Being able to take my children to their doctor's appointments, being able to do simple things like go to the grocery store, things like that. It's really a time saver and a lifesaver, and being able to just commute back and forth to work without worrying or being late or anything.
Wednesday afternoon, Quashira was blessed with a new car from Wheels for Hope. The faith-based nonprofit turns donated cars into local blessings by providing affordable, reliable transportation to economically vulnerable families and individuals who are referred by partner agencies like Room at the Inn. Triad Hub manager Adrian Singleton says transportation is key to economic stability.
Everyone doesn't live on a bus line. So people who are out in the rural communities really need their own transportation. It gets tiresome and bothersome when you have to ask someone all the time, hey, can I get a ride to work? Uber is very expensive. Those ride sharing companies out there, they're expensive.
The organization has provided 400 car blessings in the Triad since the founding of its Greensboro location. Singleton says the group is collecting used cars throughout December for the upcoming new year with its holiday car drive.
Right now that we're in competition with used car dealers, because used car dealers are offering something that Wheels for Hope doesn't. We do give a tax deduction to folks who donate their vehicles to us, but with dealerships, they're actually offering cash. They're offering, higher trade-in values. And so we're in that competition. We're a nonprofit and we're placing cars back into the community.
Every Wheels for Hope recipient receives a warranty of 6 months or 6,000 miles, whichever comes first, to help them along the way if repairs are needed. So if you are interested in donating a used car, just look for this story on our website. And I want to add that the people who receive these cars, they also have a stake in the game here. So they pay $500 for these cars with the money that they save. So they truly have ownership over these vehicles. And these are good cars. We're talking Toyotas, Honda, Mazdas, like good durable cars that last a long time.
Yeah, the names that everybody knows will last a long time. I mean, it's a great thing they're doing. I mean, the tax write-off too for someone that wants a different way of, you give back and maybe you get a little bit too. I think that's a great thing and it helps everybody out. And there's nothing like getting a car. I know when some of my friends who had, when we were younger and something would happen to their car and they're like, I don't know if I can afford to buy a new one. This is a great option.
Yeah, and she's so right about ride-sharing services. Obviously, they're available. There is not as many drivers as there were previously, and it's so expensive. So this is such a great, I just love this organization and what they're all about.
Yeah, you could spend like $25 just getting to work. Then you got to spend another $25 going back, and especially if you're someone like Rashira who has dealt with homelessness, that can get kind of expensive. Any money that you save is going to those ride shares. So if you are interested in helping out, again, we do have those details out on our website.
It's a great thing. Check it out.
Madness and magic and everything in between.
Well, that's exactly how Miss North Carolina, Carly Batson, describes competing in the 100th Miss America competition. Tonight, she will vie for the title, but this is more about the crown for Carly. She credits the competition for her college education.
My family doesn't come from much. We're a blue-collar, shift-working family. I'm a first-generation college graduate, so I didn't think something like this would really be an option for me.
She says her dream actually growing up was to be a prima ballerina, but when her dad lost his job, it just wasn't financially possible anymore. She then started doing pageants her senior year of high school so she could perform on stage again, but soon her dreams changed.
and becoming the first college graduate in my family became my new dream. And I'm so proud and honored to say that. Hopefully in the spring that will happen if all things go as planned.
That's right, Carly will graduate from App State this spring with a Bachelor of Science degree in Communications, Public Relations, and a minor in Theater Arts, completely debt-free. Winning Miss North Carolina, she received $22,000 in scholarships. And get this, guys, if she wins Miss America tonight, she'll get $100,000. That's actually double the amount than years past in honor of the organization's 100th anniversary. And you can watch Carly compete tonight at 8 o'clock. She was just the most precious thing to talk to, but her story is really what sold me on, you know, she never was what she said, the stereotypical pageant girl, and she did this because she wanted a chance to dance on stage again, and then seeing the money in it for her to be able to be the first college graduate in her family is incredible.
That's huge. That's a great backstory. And she's, I didn't hear, where, do you know what, remember what town she's from? Where did she grow up?
She's from Wilmington.
Wilmington, okay. So yeah, it's interesting how, and that's a fairly decent sized city, but when some of these, the girls that try for this are from really small towns, you always want to pull for them. Wilmington's not that big. I mean, it's not, you know, it just brings in a lot of money in that area. It's tough to grow up there because the area itself doesn't have a lot of money, but retirees come there and raise the price for everything. So it's tough for people. Good for her.
And I think she's just going to be such an inspiration to other little girls out there, especially coming from such humble beginnings and seeing what she's accomplished, because with these pageants, it's not just wearing a crown, looking beautiful. It comes with a platform. It comes with having a purpose. So that's really great for her to be able to do all this.
Yeah, y'all will appreciate her platform. I don't know the specific title, but it's all about investing in the arts.
Oh.
She's big into
Very
theater too, so.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, you can watch that tonight.
100K.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, we got to root her on tonight.
Let's go.
We'll be right back.
Well, we're looking at temperatures over the next day or so to really go up into the low 70s. That's, you know, we should be low 50s. So really about a 20-degree above normal temperature, high temperature at least, for the next 2 days in a row. We're at 66 right now in the Triad, 70 in Fayetteville, Myrtle Beach at 67, 64 in Columbia, Boone is at 57, but all those temperatures well above normal. You look at our forecast planner as we head into the day on Friday, you're looking at some of those mid-50s in the morning hours. Then we'll push up close to 70 degrees. We believe winds will kick up a little bit with the approach of a system, but you know, the rain chances are pretty much out. We're basically just going to call it partly sunny. Now, pretty clear now, stray shower down around Montgomery County, just to the south of Troy, almost out of the viewing area. But we'll watch for that. If you were to see in the southern Piedmont a little sprinkle or a spit or two of droplets on the windshield, not really a surprise. But we await this front. What's happening with this, a little bit different here. Watch how when we put this in motion, this is tonight, now we'll go through Friday, and you'll see that front get a little more horizontal on its axis, and a lot of it starts to lift to the north, so it takes the rain with it. This is really more of a warm front back here, so even on Friday, we're still in that warm sector, right? We're looking at low 70s. That'll be Friday and Saturday, but then things will change as we head into Saturday with the approach of the actual cold front that trails with that low. Now, that low is pulling to the north, but we think enough rain ahead of that will develop. It's still only about a 30% for your Saturday, so if you had plans, I don't think you have to really worry about that. It will be fairly mild. Much cooler air will move in as we head into Sunday. So there's a 20-degree difference pretty much for high temperatures from Saturday to Sunday. Friday, partly sunny and 70. Saturday, a slight chance of a shower in 71. Then a cooler 51 with a morning shower, and then fairly clear after that on Sunday. 48 the high Monday, and we build back 52. By the way, Tuesday, first day of winter there, and then Wednesday, Thursday in the mid-50s, partly cloudy, and a 20% chance of an isolated shower.
This week on U-Day, Coach Lamont reflects on his battle with mental illness with a few of his favorite U-Day messages.
He asked the question, where is the wealthiest place in the world, and shares how the answer changed his approach to life.
So here's a question for you. Where's the wealthiest place in the world? Well, I can imagine some of your responses, but to get to the point, the wealthiest place in the world is the place that I'm standing right now, the cemetery. Well, you may ask, Coach, why the cemetery? It's simple. There were books here which were never written. There were dreams never fulfilled, cures to diseases never brought to fruition. And the reason, you ask, is because people did not believe that it was possible for them. Well, maybe right now you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, Coach, is it even possible for me? Let me answer that question. It is. Don't just live your life to exist. Live your life to conquer. The grave has already stolen much from so many people. Don't let the grave steal from you. This is your coach, Coach Lamont, reminding you today is your day to live. Have your best you day. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, y'all, Christmas is 9 days away. Time is running out to finish up your holiday shopping. I went on Facebook and I asked you if you prefer shopping online or in the store. Lots of y'all responded. Rhonda Logan says, I like both just to get out of the house for a while. I go early when it's not a lot of people and I can take my time. John Stone wrote online because you can take your time to research items without being rushed with crowds of people around you. Also, I don't have to deal with rude drivers and holiday traffic. Rose Martin wrote, I used to love being out in the crowd because I always met such interesting and fun people, but now I do mostly online shopping. Leonard Liero wrote, online saves you money and COVID. And then Ruth Taylor says, I prefer in-store. I like to look and feel the materials of the items before purchasing. I'm with Ruth on that one. I kind of prefer being in the store. I know online shopping is the big thing, but I like to try on my clothes first because I hate going home and I'm like, oh, this doesn't fit. Like when I get something in the mail, they have to go through the hassle of sending it back. But that's just me.
So I'd rather do most of it online, but I do like to get out, especially like right now when you're about a week and a half out, because it's something kind of fun and exciting to see everybody hustling around in friendly centers.
Oh, you like the crowds?
I do, but I don't. But the key is that if I just want to buy one or two things, and then that way it's not so stressful for me. I can enjoy being out and seeing like the carolers and the hot chocolate and all that stuff because I've done most of it already.
Okay.
So it's the experience.
You don't have two carts trying to get through all
Or like
that's right.
fighting with someone over that special gift that you want to get.
I've seen people fight over bags.
Oh,
before.
I have too.
Oh man. Well, I used to be like going to the stores for everything, but this is the first year I've done all online.
Wow.
But I'm with you. Now, if I'm going to order a dress, I'd much rather go in person and try on dresses for work than I would, order it online.
And a lot of times I'm not really sure what I'm going to get the person that I'm getting a gift for, unless they kind of tell me like, this is what I want.
Until you see it.
Until I see it, I'm like, this feels like the gift for Stacy. This feels like the gift for children.
See,
so
she's already bought them for us.
Have to be there.
Isn't that nice?
I'm gonna get on it soon, guys. I promise.
That's when you walk slowly out of the picture, like, yeah, gotta go. Yeah, I think just the experience is what I like of that. So let us know what you think on Facebook. A lot of folks in our Facebook room right now.
Hello, this is Sergeant Siemens from Little Rock Air Force Base, here at Kuwait. Wishing everyone a happy holidays. To all my friends and family, I miss y'all. Love you.
You are correct. Just buy one and stick it on him. You're not a nice guy. There are some ugly ones at Target, but they on purpose. They're meant to be for those parties. Good afternoon, folks. Halfway through the show right now. It's, what time is it? 4:30. So we got 30 more minutes ahead for you. Eric Chilton here with Stacey Spivey and Lauren Coleman. Lots coming up.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry, I'm just admiring how beautiful of a day it's been. I mean, we had our Christmas party, which we're going to tell you about a little bit later, but being outside, it was just so nice today.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, I hope that you all have been enjoying it and are weighing in with us on Facebook. We are live on there right now. But we want to go ahead and get to some of our top stories today. A North Carolina school district is pushing boundaries with a new policy. School administrators in Wilson County can now search students' cell phones for evidence of misbehavior. The board voted Monday. The policy allows officials to look through the phone, including text and pictures of any student suspected of breaking either the law or school rules. Very interesting.
I feel like that is crossing a fine line. I
agree.
understand certain cases you might need to look through the phone, but maybe you just need to get the police involved. I just feel like there's a privacy issue there.
Well, and it was, I don't know, when I read this, it was really vague. Like
Yeah,
they
that's a little too vague.
I mean, breaking a school law could be chewing gum. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not quite sure what constitutes the right to look in a cell phone. Now, obviously, if it's like a danger,
Like a
school shooting
School
situation or
shooting
something like that.
You know, new photos or something like that.
Yeah, then that
Yeah.
makes sense. But I'm just, I hope they plan on defining it a little
And
better.
fleshing that out, because I could see a lot of parents being angry. about
Exactly.
that. Lots of phone calls. to
Well,
the
and
school.
at first I was kind of thinking, you know, when you're really young, I guess you don't have as many rights really, and your parents, I feel like I will want to have access to my child's phone and see exactly what she's doing when she's that age. But then, like, thinking about school officials to be able to do that, that's where I feel like it's a little weird.
It makes me feel like you need to get the parents' permission, because anything I own, my parents owned when I was in
that's
school.
right.
So they're
Exactly.
paying the bill more than likely. So they own that phone. So it's like you need to go through the parents to
Okay,
see
now
if
I
it's
get it.
acceptable.
Good point.
And
That's-
most parents would probably feel like, you know, if my kid is involved in some type of criminal activity, yes, you can look through the phone, but
I
they
think you
probably have
just
to
solved
sign
it.
off on something.
No, I think you just solved
Okay.
it, because I think the parents, if they would go to them and say, we have this suspicion or this happened, would you mind? And as you said, a good parent would
Yeah.
say yes, because we need to know what's going on. Also, Stacey, you bring up the right point. You have to stay on top of your kids when they're teenagers. You have to have access to their phones. They can't have passwords that you don't know. And if you don't get involved, you might not be able to save them from a situation that you don't want them in.
Yeah, and I think that all goes back to the bigger issue of kids and social media. Parents need
They
to
need
be
to
involved in their kids' lives.
Stay on top of it. I remember when MySpace was the thing
Yes.
when I was like in
Oh,
middle
yeah.
school. I got one without asking, and I remember my dad, he's a computer guy too.
Oh.
He saved all the codes and the copy, and I had stuff on my profile like, you can find me on the soccer field, or I go to such and such middle school, and he explained to me, any stranger could see this online, Lauren. You are putting
Wow.
yourself in danger. And so he made me like get rid of it. But when I got a Facebook and stuff, they kind of would just check in and just look to see what I had going on.
He was military too. so
Yeah,
he
he's a
wasn't
military.
playing.
He was not
That's right.
playing with me. All right, we're going to move along to some other news. More big businesses for Greensboro. LT Apparel Group is relocating its national distribution center. The company will invest at least $57 million in Greensboro, adding a minimum of 116 new jobs at the Reedy Fork Corporate Park. New positions will see an average salary of more than $50,000. LT Apparel Group is a leading manufacturer of children's clothing. Their brands include Adidas Kids, Carhartt Kids, and its own brand of French toast.
Who's ready to take flight? Raleigh-Durham International Airport has added a new non-stop international flight taking passengers to Iceland. Iceland Air will launch a new international flight to Reykjavik, a tourist destination between North America and Europe. The seasonal route will include flights to Iceland 4 times a week from May through October on a 160-seat flight. The new route provides travelers with easy nonstop connections to more than 25 destinations in the UK, Scandinavia, and continental Europe. Iceland Air will be RDU's 12th airline when it launches in 2022.
We like to have fun here at WFMY News 2, and take a look at these photos here. Today we celebrated our News 2 team with our annual holiday party. It was a lot of fun, and thank goodness Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley gave us such a beautiful day to do it. We had boxed lunches from Apple Spice and coffee pick-me-ups from Wired. Our tables each had a holiday theme and we played some games. The best part, our holiday hosts were Chad Silber, Scott Shutt in sales, and the one and only Eric Chilton. There you go. We could see Kevin Kennedy there, who won like 30 prizes today.
Yeah.
He won everything.
I think he put multiple tickets in there or something.
None of us won anything.
My number wasn't even called. Some people were
Same.
called like 5-6 times.
Yeah, Kevin Kennedy got called like 10 times and a few other people, and I was like, come on now. My entire table didn't get called for anything.
Oh, no.
I couldn't win because I was hosting except for the big prize, which I got down to. Stacey, you got pretty far for a big prize. So.
Yeah, but then I was real disappointed.
It's a lot of fun. It was like the perfect weather for that too.
Oh, okay. So this was my table, and producer Tasha, and also our director Brad, which now it's gone, but our entire table did not win a single thing. And the best part about it, well, the worst, I guess, whenever you were doing the TV drawings, Brad, our director, was the first person that got called to sit down.
Oh no! I'm sure he really wanted to win.
Out of the whole station.
The entire station. Poor Brad.
We had a lot of winners at my table. We had at least like 4.
I should have sat at your table.
Denise won something, that she almost won the big prize. She was like the third to last
yeah.
person to sit down. I'm about to say, you're gonna have a really lucky day today.
Hey, I have a question. If we back up a story or two, and Stacey was talking about the flights to Iceland. How did I miss that? That's like a major destination.
So,
I would have never thought about
this
that.
is apparently one of the new places, well, it's not new, but one of the new trendy places to go. A lot of people I've seen want to go there because it's so picturesque. I've seen so many people in like the really hot, I forget what they're called, like are they hot springs almost?
Oh,
of
yes.
water there, and they're like there, and it's like all beautiful or whatever. But it's very trendy to go there these days.
Sounds very nice.
Did not know that. All right. Well, but I bet their weather's a little bit different than ours. You think?
How's ours going?
A little bit. Yeah. Let's talk about our forecast, shall we? And what we have coming up over the next several days. Yeah, it's nothing. No Iceland forecast for us. That's for sure. In fact, we're looking at temperatures way above normal, into the low 70s when we should be in the low 50s. So it's 18 to 20 degrees above normal for Friday and Saturday. Right now we're at 66, not all that bad, is it? Asheville at 64, Boone 56. I'll tell you this, here's what's going to happen. We're going to get used to all this, and then January is going to come, and if we go back to normal and we see those days with highs in the 30s and lows in the 20s and teens, we won't know what to do with ourselves, but that will be normal if we get to that neck of the woods. So planning forecast, this is for tomorrow. So morning temperatures in the 50s, we'll go with some mid 60s by midday and the high temperature at 70. It's a partly sunny sky overall. Had a couple of showers in the southern tip of Montgomery County. That's about as close as they've gotten for now. And we're watching this front. When you look at this, your first reaction is like, oh, here comes the rain. We'll see maybe a rainy Friday night or Saturday. But most of this moisture will start to lift to the north. If you look at it on a surface chart where we can show you the cold front, and watch how it bends a little more horizontal on its axis, and it doesn't quite make it here. Now, the next frontal system, that was on Friday. This next one, and we're still in the warm sector, right? In that southeastern part to the southeast of the low pressure. So we'll still see highs in the low 70s on Saturday, but that front will bring us about a 30% chance of a shower, about a 3 in 10 chance for Saturday. Still at 71, 51 on Sunday, 20-degree drop in highs, and a cold Monday at 48. First day of winter is Tuesday with a high of 52.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're not going to have a white Christmas. Don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger, but it's coming straight from Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley. You can see he tweeted out, we will not have a white Christmas, hashtag womp womp. Now, he says the last white Christmas for our area was in 2010 when we saw 4.2 inches on Christmas Day. Let's go ahead and look at some reactions to that. This one is one of my favorites. It's a photo of Peyton Manning. He looks pretty depressed there. Sandy Jones said, that's not a surprise. Yeah, I'm with you, Sandy, but it's the principle of it, right? This next one is from Trip Miller, who is holding out hope, saying, we will see Tim. Okay, yeah. Another user shared this gif of Judge Judy saying, outrageous. Yeah.
Well, and it doesn't happen, statistically, it doesn't happen around here very often. So, yeah, we have to get used to that. Yeah, she's not happy.
Yeah, can we go back to the Peyton Manning one? Because that literally is my favorite.
So, I know, but that's when Peyton does his show. Look at that face.
Yeah, you got that spot on.
This is when Peyton and Eli do their Monday Night Football show. That's what but they caught him in a bad moment, apparently.
He looked so sad.
I don't don't think I've ever had a white Christmas before, and I've lived in several places and places that get a lot of snow, but I've never woken up on the 25th where it was snowing outside.
I don't think I have either.
We had one here, and I can't remember how many years ago. It was within the last 10 years, where it was literally on Christmas, and that very rarely ever happens for us around here.
Well, not going to happen this year, I don't think, but there's always next year.
We will hope. We will hope. All right, let's move on and talk about something else. I'm going to grab my remote control right here and scoot over here. All right, so in case you did not know, we love food here on the 4 to 5, right? That's we talk. Lauren said, yeah, yes we do. Today is National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. I decided to ask you what chocolate covered treats you like and why. Here's what you had to say today. Melanie says chocolate covered almonds because they're delicious. Easy as that. Sherry says cherries, chocolate covered cherries that is. My mom loved them. My mom loved those too. I wasn't a huge fan. Faye says yummy chocolate covered peanuts. I don't know when to stop eating. I keep going till there's nothing left. I could eat some if I had them right now. Sandra said, now this one sounded interesting to me because I have not heard of this, but chocolate covered potato chips. But that salt, oh, Lauren's tried that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Francine said dried apricots, a taste of chocolate and fruit. That sounds good. Anita said, now this is mine. I love this. Caramel and pecans with chocolate. Those are turtles, and they are so good. All right, so chocolate covered potato chip.
It's pretty good. It just has like that little bit of that savory taste to it. It mostly tastes like chocolate, but the chip part just gives it that crunch. But
you get the salt from the chip.
Yeah, you get a little bit of the salt from the chip, but it's worth a try. It's really not nasty, and it's almost like if you think about a chocolate covered pretzel, kind of like the same.
Did someone make it, or was it a brand that you bought? Do you remember?
I can't. I didn't have like a bag of them. I think that somebody would just, hey, try this. But I did have one a couple of years ago, and it was pretty good.
What about you?
I'm shocked no one said chocolate covered strawberries.
Yes, someone did. I didn't have enough time to put all of them in, but yes, those are great.
I mean, every Valentine's Day, if you just give me that, I'll be happy.
White chocolate, which is not real chocolate.
I like white chocolate. Oh yeah, I like the milk chocolate the best though. Better, but I like any type of chocolate covered almond, cashews, peanuts. There's a Walgreens brand that's like the double dip peanuts, and every time I would go into Walgreens, I had to get me a bag of those.
I like white chocolate covered pretzels.
Oh,
those are my favorite.
Those are good.
Or white chocolate covered raisins. I don't know if y'all had those.
Yes. Do like those too.
Do we plan this every morning in our meeting that we're going to end up with food?
What food segment? I'm still waiting for you to roll out with the chocolate covered bacon or chocolate covered something.
Yeah.
To try out. Yes, I mean, I've tried that before too, and that's pretty good.
That sounds awesome.
I saw you had a picture of it.
All right,
next on the list.
Chocolate covered bacon.
See, I'm thinking, I'm like, I could do that, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'll eat anything, so.
You can have me a bacon. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
This girl that went to ice.
Okay,
so I don't know if y'all can. Well, y'all can't see.
Zoom in.
Everyone can hear me. I found.
Let Brad zoom in.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up on this one right here. Okay, so I have some friends from back home that their family went to. They went to Iceland, and I just want to show y'all some of these beautiful pictures. But this is the one I was trying to refer to. When I said hot springs, I don't think that's hot springs,
like natural.
But it's beautiful, and I think the reason why it became so trendy is because literally you can take the most beautiful photos there, and now everyone wants to go to Iceland. So yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Isn't that so pretty?
Okay, now I get it.
Now we get the hype, right?
I love it.
I just love this. Is the one. Let me go back to it. Of her in a pool, like in that pool of water. That's just stunning. Wow, that's a very close up of my nails. Obviously, I need to get them done.
That is good. That water is so blue. It almost looks like somebody dyed it. It looks like Gatorade.
It does not look real.
It is blue as blue Gatorade.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's iced raspberry.
Okay, I'm gonna put the phone down now.
That is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Now I need to text, her name's Lauren too. I need to text her and be like, I just use your stuff on the news.
You were just on TV or on Facebook.
What's next?
The countdown has officially reached single digits. You can see it right there. 9 days until Christmas. So I asked you on my Facebook page what all you still need to do before the holiday gets here. And as I read the comments, go ahead and let us know on the Facebook live stream what needs to get done in your household. Kim says just wrapping and buying food for Christmas dinner. Brittany has 2 more gifts to get and also some bags. Samantha, literally everything. Oh, God bless you. Gia needs to finish shopping and buy food. Felicia says she needs some time to wrap gifts, and she capitalized all time, like the word time, because she just is running out of time, clearly. Wanda writes, go to the store and get food for Christmas. So it seems like a lot of people haven't gotten Christmas dinner ready yet.
Y'all, I got to do all of it.
Oh,
It's
you're
bad.
like a Samantha.
Yeah, I'm right with Samantha, but I think I just work good under pressure. So that's what I'm waiting for.
It's the nature of our business.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's why we're in what we are.
Don't worry, family and friends. I'm gonna have gifts for you. They're gonna be really thoughtful.
Because every day, somewhere between 9-ish and about 11, I'll hear Lauren go, I have got to go.
Yes!
She'll say it at her desk. Mine is, I still have 2 of my kids I need to buy a couple more gifts for, but I have wrapped nothing.
Okay.
And usually I try to do that. There's nothing worse to me than waiting till like the night before and you're trying to wrap everything, and it's just, I don't want to spend my Christmas Eve doing that.
Do you
Yeah.
wrap, or do you like to put stuff in a bag and just put the tissue paper on top?
Okay, so this year, and I can say this because the twins are watching, they know that I bought them something that's in a big box because it was in the garage, and I said, don't go over there. They said, okay. I'm gonna have to put the big bag over that because it's about that tall and about that big, and they have no
gosh.
idea what it is. I'll tell y'all what it is in a minute.
Yeah, I'm curious.
But they were so curious. And I can't, that's too big.
Have
to
they
wrap.
tried to sneak to like?
No, I
open
don't,
it?
well, you know, they're 19.
Trying to shake
so,
it to see how heavy
Right.
it is.
They're gonna be on the naughty list if they do that.
Yeah, I'm watching, pal. That's what's happening. Yeah, I haven't, so yeah, I've got a lot of wrapping to do, basically.
Okay.
Have you started any
Oh,
of
we
that
know
yet?
you finished everything.
Oh,
Well, I need to get a few more stocking stuffers
Oh,
for
yeah.
Jake. But it'll probably be like really small stuff that I can just grab at Target.
My wife does all the stuff.
Yeah, my mom does too.
All right, our producer said wrap, 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 which means we'll be right back.
Not to wrap gifts.
Not to wrap.
Some tales are as old as time. That includes the star-crossed lovers in Steven Spielberg's version of West Side Story. Tony falls in love with young Maria at a high school dance. WFMY News 2's photojournalist Manning Franks reviews the romance that adds fuel to a turf war fire. Take a look.
Full disclosure, I have never been the biggest fan of the 1961 Oscar-winning version of West Side Story, so I was already skeptical about what they could add to this well-regarded musical, even with Steven Spielberg directing. Short answer? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If you go with him, no one will ever forgive you.
Run away with me.
West Side Story's plot is a tale as old as time, the quintessential story of Romeo and Juliet. This adaptation of West Side Story, set during New York City in the 1950s, follows two rival gangs, the Jets and the Sharks, as they battle for territorial control of the Upper West Side. Complication arises when a rival gang member, Tony, falls for Maria, the little sister of an opposing gang member. You know the rest, a musical of forbidden love. One way that this film actively improves upon its predecessor is by giving greater depth to its characters as well as the world building that was otherwise glossed over in the original. Ariana DeBose shines as Anita. She is utterly magnetic every time she is on screen. It is impossible to take your eyes off of her and the energy she brings to the character. Additionally, Mike Feist is spellbinding as Riff. Thanks to the script, he adds layers to this character, creating a conflicted young man who has been scarred by the world around him. Speaking of the world, Spielberg's West Side Story offsets bright colors and real-life grit as it takes the audience to this almost fabled rendition of New York, one foot in reality and the other in fantasy. It works on occasion thanks to Bernstein and Sondheim's timeless music, with bold choreography and dynamic camera movement. That said, the movie is beholden to the original, which means it suffers from the same highs and lows. The lowest of the lows is still the story. It feels painfully dated. The archetype's very shallow. Maria and Tony are the least interesting characters in the entire production. Rachel Zegler, who plays Maria in her silver screen debut, is clearly talented. But the actors sadly don't share a drop of chemistry, and their fleeting romance comes across as forced. It's never a good thing when you're waiting for the main characters to exit the scene, and I found myself doing just that. Call me an Ebenezer Scrooge this holiday season, because West Side Story didn't connect with me then, and even with Spielberg at the helm, it doesn't connect with me now. It's a show-stopping good time on face value. Just don't try to dig beneath the surface because you won't go far. I'm giving this West Side Story adaptation for you to decide. You can find this Spielberg passion project only in theaters.
The other day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sherry. Hey there, mic check 1, 2, 3. We're talking about Sherry.
Hi there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Can you hear me okay? Mic check, there I am. Yeah.
Hey, Jeff Jackson is out of the race. Sherry Beasley.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado. I rolled up my sleeve this week and donated blood at the WFMY News 2 Holiday Blood Drive. I'm always happy to donate considering the need is so great and it's not really a big sacrifice on my part. The free snacks at the end are a plus too. I'm always surprised at the amount of people who've never donated blood or who've only done it once or twice. I understand a lot of people have medical reasons why they can't donate, but I imagine the biggest reason people don't donate is because they're afraid of the needle. Now don't get me wrong, it's not a pleasant feeling, but it's also not very painful. The pinch usually lasts for just a couple seconds. For me, it's a very small price to pay to help save someone's life. I talk to a lot of people when I go to these blood drives. On every visit, it never fails. Someone tells me they're donating because they've either needed blood in the past or a loved one did, and it's their way of giving back. That's a great reason. For example, this week I met a woman named Mary. She told me her brother died from cancer a few years ago, and now every time she donates, it's in his memory. She even wrote his name on a star for the Red Cross tree to honor his short 35 years on this earth. What an incredible gift to give, and a gift that doesn't cost a penny. And did I mention they've got free snacks afterwards too? Maybe you don't know anyone who's ever needed a blood transfusion. Just know those couple seconds of minor pain might be the difference between life and death for someone who could really use that blood. That's just my 2 cents, and you're 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
Happening right now, state troopers are looking for the driver who hit and killed a man walking on Business